Power 92. We are #1 in the streets.
What's poppin'? It's your boy DJ Nathis, Power 92 in the building right now. Chicago teed up. And man, I got the homie right here, Alan Ritchson. Jack Reacher is out February 4th. It's going crazy. Man, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Hey man, I'm glad you're here. The first thing I need to get into is why you don't like nuts in your chocolate chip cookies.
Oh man, is there really any controversy here? You cannot trust somebody that wants nuts in their chocolate chip cookies. It ruins. What else do they want to ruin in life?
Come on, man! That's the best part of the. I like, the butter pecan or the black walnuts in there. I don't know, man. That's what my mother did to me. You know?
Oh man, what do you put nuts in your ice cream too? Get out of here! No, man,
you don't like
chocolate and vanilla. No,
butter pecan ice cream, pearls and cream.
We're enemies now. I can't. How can I trust you? How can I trust you?
All right, Jack Reacher, man. This is an amazing series. I watched it front to back, and I was stuck. Man.
Amazing. Good.
Please tell me, where did you have to go to get in that character? Because on Instagram and when you do Insta Church and who you are, even from what you did from YouTube with your enormous friends or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're going way back. Yeah. Yes.
How did you get into that character, man? How did you get into it?
That's a good question. You talk about some of the stuff that I kind of do on my own on the side. I love people. I love life. That inner child is alive and well in me. You've seen it in some of the characters that I played in the past, playing comedic characters on things like Blue Mountain State. This is obviously something entirely different. Jack Reacher is somebody who's been through a lot. He's seen a lot of the harder sides of life, being a former military police officer, a lot of death. Bringing a lot of that trauma to it, you sort of have to tap into, the versions of that I've experienced on my own. But he's also kind of a superhero in a sense, because it's not a story about somebody with some tragic PTSD. This is a guy who's, he's still enjoying life. He's a little bit of a wise ass. There's still a little sense of, a little tongue in cheek with everything that he says, because he's so intelligent and he cares so much about justice. His past is not really weighing him down, so there's a lot to internalize, but I think it was about sort of embracing the confidence that he has, a man his size walking in the situations that he walks into. There's very little that scares him or phases him, so he can enjoy those.
Absolutely. Now, you and Finley inside the whole series was talking about music, and one of the reasons why you went down there to that particular town in Georgia was about a blues artist. Now, in Chicago, we got a famous rapper right now. Her name is Shauna, but her father is Buddy Guy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay. So,
yeah.
So
you, musically, what are you listening to, and what do you really enjoy musically?
Man, you know what? So music was my first love. I started a major in music theater before I decided I don't know what I'm doing in school. I want to just go out and take a shot at this, which is not the right move for everybody. But, music has been my first love. I'm a vocalist. I love to sing. So I listen to soulful singers. That's that's where I'm at. So like James Arthur, for instance, is somebody that I really love. A lot of the UK artists that can just just tons of, you can hear sort of the pain in their voice when they sing these soulful songs. But that's the kind of stuff I like to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, your Insta church, I'm loving it. The one
thanks. Thanks.
Bro, as a person, who loves Jesus and understands that he died and rose on the third day, he's my Lord and Savior and everything. When did you make Jesus? This is my question. You already know that part. How do you balance your faith and your craft?
Yeah, both are good questions. I was raised in a super strict Catholic home. I'm no longer Catholic, but I've sort of been presented with a lot of these ideas my entire life, but it never meant anything personal or prescient as far as a day-to-day thing until I sort of had this early midlife crisis. And I had to ask myself the question of purpose, what really is our purpose? Because at the time, for me, I used to say things like, I'm here to build an empire. I was made to conquer, I'm going to take this world and make it my own, as a young ambitious, hungry artist, I used to think that those affirmations were what it was all about. And And I'm a little ashamed now to think about those conversations where I'm with my team going like, do you guys even know who you're dealing with? I'm here to build an empire, you know? So I realized after chasing that enough that it's exhausting trying to build an empire, that you make a lot of enemies, whether you mean to or not, that it doesn't bring people together. And a question of purpose comes up when you're exhausted like that, and you realize that we're here to enjoy this life and wherever we're placed, and we're here to acknowledge God and delight in Him, and we're here to connect with one another. And a lot of times, the capitalistic pursuits that have been drilled into us since we were little kids are not something that bring us together. So when I started talking about that, well, I started diving into faith, and it really gave me purpose, direction, and meaning. That is not something that exhausts you. You never get tired of serving other people's needs. It fills you up. It's this overflowing cup that, without even having to pour into it, it just springs up from out of nowhere. It never ends serving others, right? So, there's that. But then I decided I have to talk about this. One, to keep me accountable, because I will go backwards. I'll forget the things that I learned if I don't talk about this on a weekly basis. I needed that for myself. I also dealt with a fear of going like, the industry, nobody else does this in the industry. If I do this, I'm going to make a lot of people really uncomfortable. And as a people pleaser by nature, that's not something I want to do. I'm going to be alienating people that I need in my career. I think this is it for me. I mean, I think as soon as I start talking about this, I'll be fulfilled, but my career will be over. And I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, if that's what happens, that's what happens. Like, you could be a dog trainer, you love that. Like we reconciled with that, and I started speaking out about what matters most to me and why. And the opposite has happened. Like you, I mean, you appreciate it, and you and I now have shared the fact that that's something meaningful to us. And I never would have known that about you, and that's probably one of the more important things in your belief system that that drives you. I mean, never would have known. And again, like we say all the time, friendship starts with me too, right? It's something that has brought me together with people that I never ever would have expected would appreciate that, whether they believe or not. They go like, I don't believe the same things, but man, I love that you do that. And a lot of what you say makes sense, and it's helped me, so it has had the opposite effect on my life. It's brought me into rooms with people who go like, I like that you do that. That's a courageous thing to do. And I want to work with somebody like you, whether they believe the same thing or not. So it's encouraged me. And I just encourage other people, if you found something that is fulfilling, that gives you purpose and meaning in a way that doesn't tire you out, please share that with the rest of the world, because we need that.
And that's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Alan. You are a beautiful spirit. Thank you again. And
Thank you.
I encourage you to eat some cookies with some nuts in it. Now,
never gonna happen. Never. Never.
Hey, it's DJ Nathan, so Power 92. Jack Reacher, baby. Let's go.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Power 92.3 FM.